What happens if you've missed the RRSP deadline? The beginning of the calendar year coincides with what some people call RRSP season. This is because the deadline for any eligible RRSP contributions to count towards last year's tax return is the first 60 days of the new year. The reason some people scramble to beat the deadline, seemingly every year, is to reduce their tax bill for the previous year, which may lead to a refund. For example, if you're in a 30% income tax bracket, a $1,000 RRSP contribution that made it in by the deadline could generate a $300 tax savings relatively soon. If you had income taxes deducted from your paycheck throughout the year, you would get a tax refund check a few weeks after you filed your income tax return. It's that tax refund that motivates many people to try and beat the deadline. If you don't beat the deadline, you just get your tax savings the next time you file your income tax return. In other words, a year later. The rush to beat the deadline can lead to an RRSP loan strategy, whereby a loan is taken out to make a large contribution, which generates tax savings, which are then used to reduce the loan balance. You're then left with a smaller loan and regular loan payments for a few months or longer. One problem with the RRSP deadline is that it can cause stress and can often be missed. And some people get an RRSP loan every year, which means they pay loan interest every year. If you never want to worry about missing the annual deadline again, you can just set up an automated savings plan. Similar to a loan payment, you would just be making a regular contribution automatically, except without having to pay interest. One last tip. Remember to use your tax savings productively. An RRSP is a tax deferral strategy. Down the road, when you take money out of your RRSP or RIF, it will be taxed like regular income. If you're not sure about the ramifications of that, speak to a qualified financial planner or accountant to see if RRSPs make sense for you. If they do, then remember that this year's RRSP deadline for last year's tax year may have passed, but it's never too late to start a regular savings plan. And if you do, you'll never have to worry about missing any savings or investing deadlines again.